All right, everyone. Here we are with ticker symbol LI, Lee Auto Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So, Lee Auto has been with a run, and it finally hit a point where the bears actually appeared and took over. So they tried several times to appear on the way up. They tried here and the bulls pulled away, and the bulls reach a high here that's super significant. I want you guys to keep that number in mind. And on its way down, it tried coming back up, and the bears just broke through the 50-day moving average, and we're currently in bearish territory. So we're going to look at this closely and what does that mean for the stock, and we're going to break it down in this video. So stay tuned, and at the end of this video there's going to be a trivia question. So I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below, and that way, by answering it, if anybody overlooked it, it's usually a trivia question in regards to some of the most important cues right now for the chart and the coming days. So if anybody overlooks it or didn't hear it or missed it, it's written down below, and you guys can memorize these specific points to look for the coming days and weeks. So we're going to jump into this chart. And Lee Auto hit a high here, which is one of the most important numbers here, and that's 30.10. That is one of the most important numbers for the bulls. I know that the bulls have to break through different resistance levels, which we're going to break down and talk about in just a moment, but this is the most important point, which is the peak of the bulls and the highest valuation that Lee Auto has reached. The highest that it reached before that was down here at 24. We're still slightly above it. We don't have to really look at those numbers just yet, but this is one of the most important numbers where it currently is, and that is one of the highest points that it reached, and that's $30.10. So I want you guys to keep that in mind for the coming weeks, the coming days, and also the coming months. It all depends on how the volatility is and what's going on for the coming days and the coming weeks. So we're going to have to watch this one closely to see what will be important and what is going to drive this stock in which location or which direction it goes. So 30.10 is the most important number for the bulls. Now, we're going to move the resistance level and support levels to its new location. But as I stated, this is the most important point. I really want to emphasize that, because the bulls need to break through that to hit new highs and new resistance levels. So keep that in mind. So let's move our resistance and support to their new locations and see what is important for the next coming days and for Monday. So let's go ahead and see. We got these to the T. And the 50-day moving average is way up here at $27 to the T. It's literally $27 to the T, no less, no more. So write that down. As long as we're below that, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above that, we're in bullish territory. So we want to keep that in mind. Now, for the bulls to go ahead and break through this 50-day moving average, they have some work to do. If they accomplish breaking through the 50-day moving average, their next point of reference is up here at 28.80, and that's one of the most important resistance levels in between the 50-day moving average and the highest point. So keep that in mind, 28.80. Now, if support is broken through, one of the next support levels to keep in mind and pay very close attention to is 24.05. I'd write that down, but let's go ahead and look at what's important again for Monday and the coming days. So for the bulls to even get back closer to the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory and start the momentum and catalyst, they need to break through 26.65. 26.65 needs to be broken through, turn into a support, and they need to pull away from it to get closer to the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory. This is so important for the bulls to go ahead and gain leverage again and start a momentum to get closer to their goal, which is the 50-day moving average, and get back into bullish territory to pull away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Now, the most important thing to break through first is the resistance, and that's 26.65. I want to go ahead and emphasize that that does not mean that the bulls have gained control. We are still in bearish territory. The bulls need to break through it and turn it into a support and get closer to the 50-day moving average and cross it to start to gain leverage. So this is just an indicator for us investors on where this might be heading and what trajectory is it going on, and if the bulls are gaining control or if the bears are gaining control by pulling it away from this resistance. So that's the whole indication here. 2665 does not signify that the bulls have gained control. I want to emphasize that and make everyone aware of that. But that is the beginning catalyst to start gaining leverage and get back into control up here. Now, on the other hand, we have our support, and this is what the bears want. And if this gets broken through, I want to emphasize to all investors, this is the lowest point reached in the bearish run before it leveled off. This is one of the most important points, because if it gets broken through, this will start to see newer lows and new support levels pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So I want every single investor to keep in mind and write down 2532. That's our support level. That's the lowest point reached. And if it gets broken through, the bulls are losing control and the bears are pulling further away from the 50-day moving average and getting down to newer lows and new support levels. So my emphasis to all investors is we are already in bearish territory, and if the bears accomplish breaking through support, pay very close attention to how the stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, and if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring this one back up. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. The trivia question is, what is the highest point that this stock has reached, and why is it important for the bulls to break through it? What is the highest point the stock has reached, and why is it important for the bulls to break through it and pull away from it? I look forward to seeing your guys' answers down below, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. I want every investor and viewer to have the opportunity to check this out. I've done the most updated video, so I want you guys to check it out. You guys don't want to miss out on it. Very informative information. And on these scheduled dates, the pumps are being done by the Federal Reserve, and I have the dates and I have the charts so you can see them. They speak for themselves, and you can see how they indirectly and directly correlate throughout the market, and it's very informative. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every investor that there's an opportunity to maximize profits, okay? It's not something that it's guaranteeing you profits. It's not something that, you know, I'm trying to go ahead and show you and you have to make a decision. No, I'm just here to inform and enlighten every investor and viewer on the great news that there's an opportunity to make profits and maximize them, whether the market's going down or going up. Check it out. A lot of the ticker symbols are rising up 30 cents to $3 per share and even more. And the reason being is because the S&P 500 index is rising up on those dates. And on those dates, in turn, there's individual ticker symbols within the S&P 500 index rising up with it. So it's a great strategy. It's a strategy, again, that doesn't guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform and enlighten everyone on the great news that there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. I look forward to seeing you guys on that video and commenting down below once you've seen it. So go check it out. It's going to pop up soon if it hasn't already. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.